So in the morning just we started about map and we discussed a hash map concept completed, I hope. So we covered a hash map and then we covered about linked hash map. Have you remembered linked hash map? And then identity hash map we covered, and after that we covered vcache map we covered, and after completing vcache map even we covered about, of course, sorted map, and the implementation class is what? Tree map. All these classes we discussed with examples, right? Now I hope not required to keep any explanation related to this. So now there are two legacy characters are there in related to the map. There are two legacy classes are there. So the first one hash table, second one is what? Properties, right? Now keep subheading hash table, okay, hash table at the point, hash table. So do you know, just listen, underlying data structure for hash table is hash table only. Simple. Underlying data structure for hash table is hash table only. So hash table is one standard data structure. Based on hash table standard data structure, okay, Java's hash table concept came. Hash table is a Java class. So Java class hash table is implemented based on which data structure? Hash table data structure only, right? Okay, that's why meaningful. Same name they used even for Java class also, hash table. Can you tell insertion order is preserved or not preserved? Not preserved, and it is based on hash code of keys. Are you getting? So even the same word I told somewhere. So related to hash map, related to hash set also I told the same point. So based on hash code of the keys, or based on hash code of the objects. So the key value pairs by default will be inserted. Okay, this is based on hash code. But in this case, how the hash code will play the role, I will show memory level also, so that you people can aware much internally how the data is going to be stored based on hash code. That internal structure also I will explain for you people. Okay, so this one, so not only theoretical point, I will explain one program so that you will get much clarity. Next, can you tell duplicate keys allowed or not allowed? Ayo, duplicate keys allowed or not allowed? Duplicate keys are not allowed, but values can be duplicated, right? Next, do you know? So heterogeneous objects allowed for both the key and values. Heterogeneous objects are allowed for both the key and value, no problem at all. Next, here make sure heterogeneous objects are allowed. Null, such a type of story not applicable for the key, not applicable for the value. Are you getting? Null, such a type of story not applicable. Okay, next, so hash table implement serializable and clonable, but not random access, Next, every method present in hash table is synchronized, and hence hash table object is what? Thread safe. Next, hash table is the best choice if our frequent operation is search operation, right? Are you getting? If our frequent operation is search operation, hash table is the best choice. I hope up to this there is no doubt at all. Normal terminology only. Okay, at this point, hash table at first point, the underlying data structure for hash table is hash table is hash table is hash table. Okay, observe the word. Why? Both are same words. The underlying data structure for hash table, Java class hash table is hash table data structure only. Okay, next, second point, insertion order is not preserved. And it is based on hash code and it is based on hash code of keys, and it is based on hash code of keys, based on hash code of keys. Okay, underline that, hash code of keys, and it is based on hash code of keys. Okay, next the third one, duplicate keys are not allowed. Duplicate keys are not allowed, and the values can be duplicate keys are not allowed and values can be duplicated. Duplicate keys are not allowed and values can be duplicated. Next, heterogeneous objects are allowed. Heterogeneous objects are allowed for both the keys and values. Heterogeneous objects are allowed for both the keys and values. Next, null is not allowed. Null is not allowed for both the key and value. Null is not allowed for both the key and value. Otherwise we will get runtime exception. Saying what that exception? Saying null pointer exception. Otherwise we will get runtime exception saying null pointer exception. Next, it implements serializable. It implements serializable and clonable interfaces. It implements serializable and clonable interfaces, but not random access. It implements serializable and clonable interfaces, but not random access. Okay, next one. But not random access. Next, every method present in hash table is synchronized. Every method present in hash table is synchronized, and hence hash table object is not thread safe. Hash table object is thread safe. Next, hash table is the best choice. Hash table is the best choice if our frequent operation is retrieval operation, search operation. If our frequent operation is search operation. Frequent operation is search operation. That's all. So these are various important conclusions related to hash table, right? Okay, this is. So that's all. These are two things what you people, these are the things what you people should aware related to hash table. So more or less all points are our known points only. So you may not get new points here, because almost we are at the end of the collections, right? That's why. So you may not aware all the points. Most of the times we covered already with respect to some other small minor differences only these. Now keep subheading constructors. Okay, so these constructors are a bit very important. Make sure, because so I want to show programmatically how the data is going to be stored. Okay, this example, that's why take special care. First constructor, now listen, hash table h is equal to, have you remembered in the morning somewhere we covered hash map concept, hash set concept, we covered hash map, hash set. Like how many constructors are there? 4 constructors, right? Okay, this is default initial capacity, default initial capacity, default load factor, because hashing related data structure, right? Next, second one is what? Int initial capacity. Third one is what? Int initial capacity comma float fill ratio. Okay. Fourth one is nothing but what? Intra-conversion between map objects, right? Same constructors even for a hash table also. Hash table h is equal to new hash table, okay, creates an empty hash table object with the default initial capacity 11. With the default initial capacity 11 and the default fill ratio 0.75. Now here have you observed? So it is not 16. If it is the hash set 16, if it is the hash map 16, but if it is hash table is nothing but what is the default initial capacity? So 11 only. Okay, remember. Now second one, hash table h is equal to new hash table of int initial capacity. Int initial capacity, sir, my own capacity, whatever the capacity I want, can you please create a hash table object, okay, like this one. Third one, hash table h is equal to new hash table of can I spell out what are the arguments? Int initial capacity, int initial capacity comma int initial capacity comma float fill ratio comma float fill ratio, int initial capacity comma float fill ratio, okay, like next hash table h is equal to new hash table of h is equal to new hash table of map m. You are getting map m, intra-conversion between map objects, right? Okay, these are the 4 constructors what we have in hash table, right? Okay, add first one, only first one, hash table h is equal to new hash table h is equal to new hash table T the small or capital? Small, make sure. Hash table h is equal to new hash table creates an empty hash table object, with the default initial capacity 11, with the default initial capacity 11 and the default fill ratio, with the default initial capacity 11 and the default fill ratio 0.75, default fill ratio 0.75, okay, like second one, hash table h is equal to new hash table of h is equal to new hash table of int initial capacity second one, not required to keep any explanation. Do you want to give do you want me to explain anything here? Okay, next third, fourth, better to take directly. Hash table h is equal to hash table h is equal to hash table h is equal to new hash table of int initial capacity comma float fill ratio next hash table h is equal to new hash table of map m, intra conversion between map objects, map m m. Okay, that's all. These are the 4 constructors what we have related to hash table, right? Okay, this is. Now do you know here every time I use it, sir, objects will be inserted based on hash code, or in the hash set I told insertion order not preserved because it is based on hash code of objects. Hash map I used the word insertion order not preserved because it is based on hash code of keys. Even in hash table also I used the same. Sir, can you please tell how hash code play the role while adding objects into the hashing related data structures at memory level? Just let me go a bit in detail, okay, so that you people can aware clearly. Okay, being programmer not required to talk this much, but having the basic idea is always essential. Here let me talk. Here just I'm taking one simple. I don't want to give the chance to object class hash code method because I should aware what is the hash code of this object. Based on that hash code, the objects will be stored. That's why let me override hash code method and just have observe carefully. Here I am taking class temp class, under this temp class contain one instance variable I. I is what type? I is what type? Int type, right? Now temp of int I, this dot I is equal to I. Temp of int I, this dot I is equal to I. Okay, and then what I am doing here is, so here just observe public int hash code, here just return I value. Sir, assume this I, whatever I value is there, will become hash code of this object. Suppose I am taking, just observe, test t1 is equal to new test of 10. What is the hash code of t1? 10, because whatever I value you are passing will become hash code. That's why, so test t1 is equal to new test of 10 is nothing but 10 will become what? Hash code of this object. Next, whenever I am trying to print a temp object, internally which method will be called? ToString method will be called public string ToString of return I value. Sir, can you please print I as it is? If I print SOP of t1, what answer I am expecting is its I value. I value is nothing but what? 10. Okay, like I have to override ToString method. But if I can override like this, compiler will give left and right. Because what is the return type of ToString method? String. But I is what type? Int. So int you can't return in the place of string. That's why I plus double quotes open, double quotes close. Same I value. I int number plus empty string. Now the result will become what? String. But the string is what value? I value only. Not required to vary. Same I. But in the string form we are returning right. Okay. This is my temp class, right? Now I want to create hash table object. Take very special care. Hash table H is equal to new hash table. Hash table H is equal to new hash table. I want to create hash table object. Here just observe this one. I'm creating hash table object. I'm trying to add some key value pairs. H dot hash table H is equal to like H dot put of. Can you tell what is the key? You can consider from screen. What is the key? New temp of what is the value? 5. New temp of 5 is the key. Sir, this is the key, and A itself is nothing but value. Regarding one key value pair we added. Can you tell what is the second entry? New temp of 2 comma B is the answer. Next, H dot put of new temp of what the value? New temp of 6 comma C. H dot put of new temp of what? 15 comma D. Next, H dot put of new temp of what the value? 23 comma e next h dot put of new temp of 16 comma f. I hope this is the last one. Anyway, null commented line anyway not required to worry. That's all. Now so system dot out dot println sop of h. Can you please print content of the table? Can you please print content of this hash table, right? Now make sure every time what I told, pass all entries will be inserted based on hash code of keys. We don't know what is the hash code, that's why I can't tell exact output. When insertion order won't be there, but I don't know what is the exact output like. But you know hash code of each and every key. You know what is the hash code of this key? 5. What is the hash code of this key? 2, 6, 15, 23, 16. You know hash code, then you have to decide, you have to tell exactly what is the output for this program. Okay, now just observe this one. Sir, can you tell what is the default initial capacity of hash table? 11. Then in my hash table 11 buckets are there. In my hash table how many buckets are there? 11 buckets are there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Assume 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are getting 0 to 10. How many buckets are there? 11 buckets are there. Hashing bucket terminology, the technical term only. I'm not using some not normal layman word. Okay, bucket is the technical word only. Buckets. Total how many buckets are there? 11 buckets are there, because the size is nothing but 11. Default initial capacity 11. New temp of 5 comma a. Sir, what is the hash code of this object? 5. In the fifth number bucket, 5 is equal to a by default saved. Are you getting? Because its code is its hash code is nothing but what? 5. So 5. While printing this one, so 5 only will come, because two string method. So 5 is equal to a saved in fifth number bucket. Next, new temp of 2 comma b. What is the hash code of key? 2. That's why 2 is equal to b saved. 2 is equal to b. New temp of 6 comma c. Have you observed new temp of 6 comma c? Then in the sixth number bucket 6 is equal to c is there. New temp of 15 comma d. Oh, 15 bucket is not there. If the 15th number bucket is not there, 15 percentage 11. 15 percentage 11. What is the answer? 4. Are you getting? In the fourth number bucket, this value by default will be saved. Are you getting? 15 percentage 11. So what is that thing? 15 is equal to d saved here. 15 is equal to d. Next one. New temp 23e. New temp 23e. Have you observed? 23 percentage 11. What is about its value? 1. In the 1th number bucket, 23 is equal to e is there. Are you getting? Next, new temp 16 comma f. 16. New temp of 16. 16 percentage 11. What is the thing? 5. In the 5th number bucket, 16 is equal to f. We have to place. But make sure in the 5th number bucket 5 is equal to a is there. Okay. What I have to do is in the same bucket, multiple entries we can able to place. That's why 16 is equal to f will be placed. 16 is equal to f will be placed, because multiple within the bucket multiple entries we can store, no problem at all. Like so all objects by default got saved here. 16 percentage 11 is equal to what? 5. Okay, that's all. All key value pairs stored in hash table, right? Now I'm trying to print SOP of h. While printing, how it is going to consider? Simple, there is a formula is there. While printing, how it is going to be considered? From top to bottom. From top to bottom. Next, within a bucket multiple entries are there. From right to left. From right to left. This is the formula, make sure you should aware. From top to bottom, from right to left. Okay. Now, can you tell what is the output? If I can take SOP of h, curly brace open. curly brace open. What the answer? 6 is equal to C. 6 is equal to C. 16 is equal to F. Okay. 5 is equal to A. Next 15 is equal to D. Next 2 is equal to B. 23 is equal to E, like this. Are you getting? This is the output we are going to get. So practical proof how the entries will be saved based on hash code of keys. Is it clear for all of you? Right? Okay, this is. Let me execute and let me show the same output, right? Okay, here just observe this one. Sir, hash table H is equal to new table. Hash table H is equal to new hash table. Same values only we took. Okay, this is SOP of H. Okay, next class temp int I. Temp of int I, constructor, hash code, toString method, right? Okay. Now let me run this code, right? Let me run this code. What is the output by default we are going to get here is Java C hashtable demo.java. Java C hashtable demo.java. Next here say Java hashtable demo. Java hashtable demo is, have you observed? Is it the same output or not? Can you please cross check? 6 is equal to C, 16 is equal to F, 5 is equal to A, 15 is equal to D, 2 is equal to B, 23 is equal to E. Correct or not? Okay, this is. Now here the basic idea. In the case of hashing related data structures, based on hash code, the data by default will be saved internally. Is it clear for all of you? Okay, this is. But once when a new hash table object is going to create, next within the bucket max how many number of entries are allowed, these things are not abstracted to the programmer. Even they didn't highlight at API level also, those are things we are not required to worry. Just a basic idea, based on hash code, the objects will be stored internally, right? Suppose if I change initial capacity from 11 to some other number, from 11 to 25 or 30, like automatically this output also by default will be changed, because number of buckets raised, then the output will be changed. I will show that variation also. First take this program. One before taking, just one point observe. Sir, can you tell null key, null value allowed in the case of hash table? No. Suppose I am trying to keep an entry with a null value, not key, null value. Allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Here let me show that one also. Yes, the code compiles fine. What is the answer here? Exception in the thread main. What is that exception? Null pointer exception. Null. Such type of story not applicable for hash table. Okay, this is. Now take this example. Take clearly. Completed, right? Take. Hash table H is equal to new hash table so based on hash code the entries by default will be saved. So practical proof. table h is equal to new hash table, new temp of 5 comma a. Clear, right? Next, so temp class also you have to take. Temp of int I like we have completed, right? Okay, so after taking, better to take this diagram under this formula. Take this diagram under this from top to bottom, from right to left, and take the output also. This is the output we are going to get. From top to bottom, from right to left, top to bottom, right to left, and take this output, I mean table and output also. Completed, right? Okay, that's it. Now I want to make a small change in this. I will take output, right? Output, this diagram under this formula also clear. Now I want to make a small change for this program. So based on that change, automatically the output by default will be changed. Here see this one. What change I want to do? A small change I want to make related to this program. What change is? Here I am taking. Have you observed here? See what is hash code? How I implemented? How the hash code implemented? Return I don't want to take return I am taking return I %9 I am taking I %9. Suppose new temp of 5. Can you tell what is the hash code of first object, first key? 5 %9, 5 only. After dividing by 9, remainder is the 5 only. New temp of 2 only. New temp of 6 only. New temp of 15. New temp of 15 %9, 6. New temp of 23, 5. New temp of 16 is nothing but like. Are you getting? So make sure now what is the default initial capacity? 11 only. Now let me take buckets. The number of buckets is Okay, how many buckets are we are going to take? Just observe this one. Okay, yeah. So 0th bucket 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 buckets are there. Now how the data will be saved? Observe these words well. Sir, new temp of 5 comma 8. Sir, what is the hash code of key? 5 percentage 9. 5 percentage 9 is nothing but 5 only. In the fifth number bucket, 5 is equal to A got placed. Next, new temp of 2 comma B. Can you tell where it will be placed? New temp of 2 comma B. Okay. In the second bucket, 2 is equal to B. Sir, new temp of 6 comma C. In the sixth bucket, 6 is equal to C. Because 6 percentage 9 is nothing but 6 only. That's why. New temp of 15 comma D. What about this one? New temp of 15 comma D. 15 percentage 9 is nothing but what? 6. In the sixth number bucket, 50 is equal to D also placed. Next, new temp of 23E. Can you tell what? 23 percentage 9. 23 percentage 9, 5. In the fifth number bucket, 23 is equal to E placed. Next, new temp of 16F. What is the answer? 7. 16 percentage 9, 7. In the seventh number bucket, 16 is equal to F. Are you getting? Now can you tell what is the output? From top to bottom, from right to left. What is the answer? 16 is equal to F. 15 is equal to D. 6 is equal to C. 23 is equal to E. 5 is equal to A. 2 is equal to B. Sir, is it correct or not? Let me execute this one. Are you getting? Here, just observe. Sir, what change we have to do for this program? Return I percentage 9. Are you getting? I percentage 9. Same. Remaining program is the same. Now observe. So the code compiles fine. What is the answer by default we are getting? Have you observed? 16, 15, 6, 23, 5, 2. Correct or not? Okay, that's all. Okay, make sure at this point. If we change hash code method as, if we change hash code method as, hash code method of temp class, hash code method of temp class, if we change hash code method of temp class as, okay, take this one, only hash code method, don't take any other. Public int hash code, return I percentage 9. Public int hash code, return I percentage 9. Return I percentage 9 like. Are you getting? Public int hash code, return. Now better to take this diagram and the output also. Take the diagram and output. So if we change hash code formula, automatically there is a change in our output. Are you getting the point right? If there is a change in hash code formula, obviously there is a change in our output. Completed, right? hash table h is equal to new hash table h output of new temp of 5 comma a, new temp of 2 comma b. Like, of course this thing not required, just table and output. Completed. Okay sir, I want to make a small change, another change. Based on that automatically there is some change in our output. Yes, what is the change I have to do? Just observe. Here I want to make another change. What is the change is, legend. Sir, hash code formula is the same, return I only. Return I only. I am not changing as I percentage 9, I only. But default initial capacity, sir, with my specified initial capacity 25 I am taking. Are you getting? Then how many buckets are there? 25 buckets are there, because initial capacity is what? 25. Now observe this one. So obviously the corresponding change you can see, the corresponding change you can see in our output. Okay, assume that. So here 0th bucket, 1th bucket, like dot 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 24, 0 to 24 is there, 0 to 24 buckets are there. Okay, now can you tell what is the hash code of first object? New temp of 5. What is the hash code of first object? 5. So in the 5th number bucket, in the 5th number bucket, 5 is equal to a is there. 5th number bucket 5 is equal to a. New temp of 2, new temp of 2 in the 2nd bucket 2 comma b is there. 0 1 2 in the 2nd bucket. What the thing, which thing is there? 2 comma b is there. Next, what is the next one? New temp of 6 comma c. Oh, in the 6th number bucket. This is the 6th number bucket. In the 6th number bucket 6 is equal to c is there. Okay, what next? New temp of 15 comma d. Sir, 15th number bucket d is there. Sir, 15th number bucket somewhere here, 15th number bucket, 15th number bucket. So 15 is equal to d is there. 15 is equal to d. Next, new temp of 23. What is the hash code of this object? 23. In the 23 number bucket, 23 number bucket, 23 number bucket, 23 is equal to e is there. Next, last one is what? New temp 16 comma f. So in the 16th number bucket, assume it is the 16. In the 16th number bucket, 16 is equal to f is there. That's all. Are you getting? So total data spread from 0 to 24 buckets, right? Okay, this is. So based on hash code, the entries will be saved. Based on hash code of keys or values? Keys. Remember. Now, if I print SOP of h, what is the answer? 23 is equal to e. 16 is equal to f. 15 is equal to d. Okay. 6 is equal to c. 5 is equal to a, 2 is equal to b. This is the output by default we are going to get. Are you getting right? Okay. So a hash code method is return I, but initial capacity we changed as a 25. Then what is the output, right? Here see. Let me consider this one. Here observe. What is the value? 25. 25. Okay. Next, hash code formula is return I. Return I, only two changes. Hash code return I and the default initial capacity 25. Now observe the output. Observe the output what we are going to get. Have you observed? 23 is equal to E, 16 is equal to F, 15, 6, 5, 2. Is it clear, right? Okay, same thing only. Okay, at this point also. If we configure default initial capacity as not default, if we configure initial capacity as 25, initial capacity as 25, initial capacity as 25, that is take only this line. Hash table h is equal to new hash table of 25. Hash table h is equal to new hash table of 25. New hash table of 25. Hash table of 25. Okay, so take the output anyway. Take this one followed by this. Take the table and then the output. Take clearly. I hope is clear, right? Clear, I hope. So take the corresponding output also. Completed, right? 23 is equal to E, 16 is equal to F like. So max, so based on hash code of the keys, the data will be, the entries will be saved in hash table. Practical proof for you people. Okay, that's all. There ends hash table concept. Now keep submitting. What is the next topic? Properties. The next one, properties. So the most valuable concept, especially for the real-time coding, especially for day-to-day programming, this concept is the very important. Properties. Suppose I wrote one Java program. Suppose here this is my Java program. Okay, I wrote one Java program. Okay, if anything which changes frequently, best example, database username will be changed frequently. Client requirement, every 3 months compulsory credentials must be changed. This is the client requirement because security constraint. So we can't maintain same password forever. For every 3 months compulsory database username and password should be changed. Our password should be changed. Like if anything which changes frequently, never recommended to hard code that in our Java program. Are you getting right? Suppose if I am hard coding, suppose somewhere I hard coded Scott Tiger, like I hard coded these values in my program. I hard coded this. Suppose as per client requirement, for every 3 months we have to change the password. Then so instead of Tiger I want to take Tiger 123. If you want to make any change in .java file, sir, I change in Java program, Java source file, to reflect this change, how many activities we require to do, or what activities we have to do. So we did some change in source file. To reflect this change, first activity we have to compile. Correct or not? We have to recompile. Second, we have to recompile. Second activity, after recompile, dot class file is ready, we have to build the application, ER file or where file, like we have to create. So rebuild application, maybe ER file or where file or jar file, whatever, rebuild the application. Second one, After rebuild application, we have to redeploy this new ER file, we have to redeploy. Okay, redeploy the application. Okay, like after redeploy, there is no guarantee whether it is going to reflect or not. So most of the times we have to restart server also. Restart server. Are getting, if it is a web based or enterprise application, restart the server also must be required. Now these many activities for what? Just one password change. Are getting, instead of Tiger, I took Tiger 123. Just for that, automatically recompile, rebuild, redeploy, restart the server. Just for every small change, we have to do the minimum 2 to 3 hours time must be required to do this activity, right? Okay, 2 to 3 hours time must be required to complete this. For every 3 months, 2 to 3 hours application is going to be down. Is nothing but there is a big business impact to the client. Correct or not? Okay, this 3 hours application is down mean crores of rupees will be the loss for the client. Okay, that's why we should not do this. Okay, if anything which changes frequently, like mail IDs, mobile numbers, or usernames, password, these kind of things are never recommended to hard code in our program, because for every change in Java source file, to reflect that change, we have to recompile, rebuild, redeploy the application, sometimes restart the server also must be required, which creates a big business impact to the client. Are you getting that? Even not only for password, suppose comma is there, I want to replace comma with a semicolon. I want to replace comma with semicolon. For this also, all these things must be required. Sir, I have dot is there, full stop is there. I want to replace dot with comma. For this also, all these things must be required. If any small change in source file, compulsory all these things must be required to do, right? Are you getting? Which creates a big business impact to the client. Then immediately ask, sir, what is the solution for that? The best solution, if anything which changes frequently, such type of variable things we have to configure in properties file. Are you getting? Such type of variable things I have to configure in properties file. Sir, abc dot properties, assume that are db dot properties or log4j dot properties, right? So in properties file we have to configure, sir, user name is nothing but Scott. Okay, password is a Tiger, password Tiger. DB URL is nothing but so and so. Like this is configured from Java program. Read these values and use in our program. Are you getting? So from Java program, read these values and use. So tomorrow, if there is a change in the properties file, sir, there is a change. So your password, instead of Tiger, I have to take what? Tiger 123. Tiger 123. If there is a change in the properties file, to reflect that change, how many activities we are required to do? Recompile, rebuild, redeploy, restart, all these things are not required. Just only redeploy the application itself is enough. Redeploy is enough. Just redeploy, refresh the application, redeploy the application, matter of 2 to 3 minutes work. Are you getting that? Okay, this is there any big business impact to the client? No, happily this is nothing but this is. So in real time, any application without having properties file, there is no chance of expecting any Java based application, not only Java based, any programming language, properties file is nothing but that much important, right? Are you getting? So anything which changes frequently, never recommended to hard code in our Java program. We have to configure such type of things in the properties file, and we have to read the data from the properties file into our Java program, right? If there is a change in properties file, no problem at all. Just to reflect that change, just a redeployment is by default enough. Clear for all of it? That's all. This is what you should aware. Now in this total cinema, where is the role of properties object? Regarding properties P is equal to new properties. Where is the role of properties object? So in Java program, we can use properties object. We can use properties object to hold properties which are coming from properties file. Are you getting? First, all these properties I will load into Java properties object. From the Java properties object, I will read and I will use in my Java program. Okay, to read, to hold the properties which are coming from properties file into Java property. In our Java program, we can use properties object to hold those properties, right? From the properties object, happily we can get one by one, so that our life will become easy for us. Okay, is it clear for all of you, right? So what is the need of properties object? First add properties. Okay, get the point. In our program, if anything in our program, if anything which changes frequently, in our program, if anything which changes frequently, within bracket, like username, password, mail IDs, mail ID, mobile number, etc. Bracket close. Mail ID, mobile number, etc. Bracket close. If anything which changes frequently are not recommended to hard code. Hard coding. Hard code means keeping the values directly. Not recommended to hard code in Java program. Because if there is any change, to reflect that change, recompilation, rebuild, and redeploy application. Redeploy application is required. Redeploy application are required. Recompilation, rebuild, and redeploy application are required. Even sometimes server restart also required. Which creates a big impact to the client. Are you getting the point, right? Okay, this is about if I hard code in Java program, what things must be required. How I can overcome this problem? By using what? The properties file. Such a type of variable things recommended to configure in properties file. From Java program, we have to read those properties and we have to use, right? What is the advantage in this approach? Okay, this is, if there is any change in the properties file, what activity we have to do? Just a redeploy itself is enough, which won't create big business impact to the client. Okay, add next para. We can overcome this problem. by using properties file. Okay, such a type of variable things, we have to configure in the properties file. such type of variable things we have to configure in the properties file. We have to configure in the properties file, in the properties file, in the properties file. From that properties file, from that properties file, we have to read into Java program. From that properties file, we have to read into Java program, we have to read into Java program, and we can use those properties, we can use those properties, okay. Next, the main advantage of this approach is, this approach is the main advantage of this approach is, if there is a change in properties file, to reflect that change, if there is a change in properties file, to reflect that change, just redeployment is enough. Redeployment is enough, which won't create any business impact to the client, that's all. Are you getting? So in this total scenario, where is the role of properties object? We can use a Java properties object to hold properties which are coming from properties file. I will show that one in the program anyway. Add, we can use next para, we can use Java properties object, to hold properties. We can use Java properties object to hold properties, which are coming from, properties coming from properties file, to hold properties which are coming from properties file, that's all. Are you able to understand that? Okay, so make sure these are things what you people should aware. Okay, now how to create properties object. Okay, what is the constructor? Next, here one small twist is there. Suppose if I can take hash map or hash table also, no problem at all. Hash map m is equal to new hash map. Okay, so properties p is equal to new properties. Observe the word, properties p is equal to new properties. Okay, same, it is also map object, but there is one speciality is there for the properties map. What is the specialty is, in the hash map key value pairs are there, even in the properties also key value pairs only there, but here speciality here is, in hash map key can be any type. Regarding temp object you can take, string object you can take, integer you can take, like anything. Value can be any type, no restriction. Key should be only this type, value should be only this type, no restriction. But in the case of properties, both the key and value should be string type only. Are you getting that? Property name, property value, both are compulsory what type? String type only, right? In java.util.properties, properties is a map only, key value pairs only, where both the key and value should be what type? String type only. Observe this one special case. Okay, add in in normal map, in normal map, in normal map within bracket like hash map, hash table, like hash map, hash table, tree map, like hash map, hash table, tree map. Key and value can be key and value can be any type. Key and value can be any type, but in the case of properties, key and value should be, but in the case of properties, key and value should be what type? Should be string type. Key and value should be string type. Key and value should be string type. That's all. Completed, right? So make sure you should aware. Next, keep submitting constructor. Only one constructor we are going to discuss. Constructor. Properties P is equal to properties constructor. Properties P is equal to, here properties P is equal to new properties. If you want, you can take from screen. Properties P is equal to new properties. New properties. Okay, that's all. Next, what are various methods present in the properties? Property specific methods are there. Keep submitting methods. And I just observe what is the first method. Make sure you people should be aware. Sir, I know very commonly used method is this one only. Sir, I know property name. Can you please provide corresponding value? What is the username? Or what is the value associated with username? Or what is the value associated with password? Like if you know property name, can you please provide corresponding value? Then which method we have to use here is, okay, here just observe string is the return type, get a property. Are you getting? String is the return type, get property. What is the argument is string property name. Sir, if you provide property name, then the corresponding property value by default we are going to get. Sir, p dot get property of user. What is the value associated with the user? We are going to get p dot get property of password. Then the value associated with the password we are going to get property. Suppose, sir, I want to add a new property to the property subject. Very rare. Usually we can use property subject to read, not to write. Very rare, but still the possibility is there. Sir, I want to add a new property. Then which method we have to call? Set property method. Set property of string property name, comma string property value. String property name, comma property value. Here observe, it is something like put method. It is something like get method. If the property name already there, if the key already there, this is the key. If the key already there, what will happen? Replace old value with this new value, because duplicate keys are not allowed. Replace old value with this new value and returns old value. Correct or not? Returns. That's why this is string. And what is this string? Returns old value, right? Okay, right. Now this is how to get the property, how to set the property, right? Third one, sir, I don't know how many properties are there, because all properties are dumped from properties file into Java properties object. So properties object, can you tell all property names? How many properties are there? Can you please tell all property names? Then what is the method we have to call? Property names. Property names. Actually get property names is the meaningful, but anyway old versions, right, they may not follow that much naming convention. Property names. So all property names in the form of enumeration we are going to get. Enumeration we will get. All property names by default we are going to get. By using this enumeration, first property, and by using this method find the value. Get property of property name. Then so all property names I have. Once I know property name, by using get property method I can aware the corresponding value. That's all. These are the methods what we have related to properties object. Get property, set property, all property names is nothing but like these methods, right? But there are two more specific methods are there. Those are two things I will explain. First add, better to take this. 1 minute. Yes, can you please take from the screen string set property, string set property of string set property of string property name comma string property value, property name comma property value yeah, to set a new property, to set a new property, to set a new property. Just add one theoretical point, still add one more point, of course, under that. If the specified property already available, if the specified property already available, then old value will be replaced with old value will be replaced with new value. Old value will be replaced with new value, new value, and returns old value, old value will be replaced with a new value and returns old value, old value. Okay, that's all. Are you getting? Next, string get property of string property name, string get property of string property name, yeah, to get a value associated with the specified property, to get a value associated with the specified property, to get a value associated with the specified property, to get value associated with the specified property, next, do you know if the specified property not available, if this property not available, then this method returns what? Null at that point also. If the specified property not available, then this method returns null, then this method returns null, next, enumeration property names, okay, returns all property names, present in properties object, okay. Now just observe this one. These are three methods anyway. These are methods we are using. There are two more methods which are very important. Make sure these are two methods you should aware. Suppose I have, here observe, I have abc.properties file, abc.properties, and now what is this one? Can I use the term properties file or not? Properties file which contain several properties are there. Now my target is, I have properties object is there, properties P is equal to new properties. Properties P is equal to new properties. Do you know Java? What is this one? Java properties object. Java properties object. Sir, my requirement is I want to load the properties from properties file into Java properties object. Are you getting? I have to load all the properties whatever there in the properties file. Can you please dump all these properties into properties object? For that, which method we have to use is load. Load is the method. Are you getting right? Load. P dot load. P dot load all properties coming from properties file into Java properties object by default will be stored. Suppose I performed some change in the properties object. I added some new property. I changed some property value. At the end, these property changes should be stored in the properties file. Are you getting? Reverse operation also. If you perform any change in the properties object, these changes should be reflected in the properties file also. For the which method we have to use, store is the method. Are you getting right? Total two methods. Can you tell what is the purpose of load method? Load method to load properties which are coming from properties file into Java properties object. What is the purpose of store method? To store properties from properties object into properties file. Is it clear, right? Only two methods. These two methods you should aware. Okay, add next method. Yeah, better to take from screen. Okay, here option. Void load of input stream is. Input stream is, because to read write, for reading file input stream is required. To load the properties from properties file, to load the properties from properties file into Java properties object. To load the properties from properties file into Java properties object. Into Java properties object. Java properties object. Okay, this is the load method, right? Next, void store. Void store output stream OS comma string comment. Void store output stream OS comma string comment. To store properties from Java properties object into properties file. To store properties from Java properties object into properties file. Into properties file. Into properties file. Okay, even that comment we can able to see in the properties file. This comment updated by Durga, something like that comment we can able to see. Void store of output stream OS comma string comment. To store properties from Java properties object into properties file. Completed, right? Okay, these two methods. Now better to take this diagram also. This diagram. Take clearly. Properties file abc.properties. So here extension of the file is .properties. So it is a convention, that's all. I don't want to take abc.properties. I want to take abc.xml. No problem at all, acceptable. abc.durga acceptable. Because in Java file extension not important. Just for readability purpose, conventions we are following. So Java file IO concept is implemented based on Unix operating system where extension is not at all important. It is just a convention we are following, that's all. Even if you want abc.txt also acceptable. Completed, right? Okay. That's also this is. So these are the methods what we have. Let me convert this total discussion into an example style, into a programmatic style. Observe this one. Here I am taking legend this one. So let me go for a simple example. Properties demo.java. Here see here, and let me open even abc.properties also. Here just observe, this is my properties file. Okay, user is equal to Scott, Venki is equal to 999, like some password is equal to tiger. Just observe any property key value pairs anna. Okay, this is here I am taking user password Venki, like next db url, next db url, driver class name, like you can take whatever the properties you require in your Java program. Happily all these things one by one you can take. So what is this one? It is the properties file. Now how to read? Just let me show this thing. Sir, here import java.util.star. Why I am taking java.util.star? Because properties object, properties class present in util package. Why I am taking java.io? Because file write IO operations are required. Now public static. Sir, I am taking properties p is equal to new properties. Sir, I am creating Java properties object. Have you observed? I am creating Java properties object like. Now see, file input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream of abc.properties. Sir, I open one input stream because to read the data from abc.properties, okay, input stream must be required. Next, p.load of FIS. Can you tell what this line is doing? Load all properties from properties file into Java properties object. After this line, do you know properties object contain all properties whatever there in the properties file. How many properties are there in the properties file? 3 properties, right? Now all those 3 properties are dumped into properties object, right? Now system.out.println p. Now you can able to see all properties by default. Okay, property name is equal to property value, comma, okay, like dot this style. Again, property name, property value, like all properties whatever there in the properties object by default we are going to get. It is a map only, key value like. Now I'm asking, properties object, what is the value associated with Venki property? Are you getting? Can you tell what is the value associated with Venki? 9999. Okay, so now what is the value associated with Venki property? Now the corresponding property value by default we are getting. What is the value, Anna? 9999. Now I am trying to print SOP of yes also. Can you tell what the answer we are going to get? 9999. Okay, like now I am taking p dot set property of nag, a new property. I am trying to add to properties object. Okay, I am trying to add nag is the property name and 8888 is nothing but property value. Okay, now file output stream FOS is equal to new file output stream of abc.properties, because I want to write these updated properties to the properties file. Output stream is required. Now p dot store of FOS, comma, updated by Durga for SCJP demo class, like I'm taking. Are you getting? This line, this comment you can able to see in the properties file anywhere, right? Can you tell what this line is doing? P dot store. What this line is doing? To store the properties from properties object into properties file. So after this line, sir, after p dot store, how many properties will be there in the properties file? 4 properties, because updated property also should be added to the file. Now let me execute this code. Properties demo Java, see, properties demo.java. Yes, Java properties demo, like we have. Are you getting? Now observe this one. User is equal to Scott. Okay, Venki is equal to 9999, password is equal to tiger. All the 3 properties, and what is the value associated with Venki? 9999, like. Okay, have you observed? So all properties SOP of p, 3 properties we are getting. Whatever the properties are there in the file we got. Next, what is the value associated with Venki? By default we got string s is equal p dot get property of, okay, Venki like. Next, this new property added to the properties file. Now let me open properties file. Have you observed? Updated by Durga for SCJP demo class. And actually this comment where it is available? In our program. Have you observed? Updated by Durga for SCJP demo class. Now it is there in the properties file. Comment. Next, sun September 21st and so on is nothing but Sunday, September 21st. At what time this properties file got updated? The timestamp also is coming in the properties file. Next, Nag 8888. Is it came or not? Yes, because order is not important, because based on hash code of the keys, order is not important because it's also under hash table only. That's why like. Suppose here just observe. Now suppose tomorrow instead of tiger, password tiger, I want to take tiger 123. That's all. I changed. Where I changed this one? In the properties file. Can I require to recompile this program? No. Automatically it should be reflected. Now observe this one. If you want, let me run. I'm not compiling. Let me run this program. Have you observed? Automatically, what the value associated with password? Tiger 123. Updated value by default available to our Java program. Is it clear for all of you? Okay, that's all. So this is the power of properties file. Compulsory. I hope you are practicing several JDBC programs in a Mirped. So username, password, it's a very common trend to hard code in our Java program. Okay, connection con is equal driver manager dot get connection of username, password, driver, URL like you are keeping. Don't hard code all those things. Better to keep all those things in properties file, and from that properties file better to read and use in your Java program. It is always a good programming practice. Okay, first take this program. Take clearly. Completed, I hope. So take clearly. completed, right? Okay, properties P is equal to new properties file input stream P dot load of FIS, like take clearly, and after that take properties file also abc dot properties, take properties file abc dot properties, abc dot properties. 1 minute, all these things are not required. Just a user, next password. 1 minute, abc dot properties, take these things, user, password and a winky, like user is the Scott, password the tiger, and a winky is nothing but 9999, like this is the properties file. Okay, so how to read the data from properties file into Java properties object? I hope you people got clearly right. Okay, this is the most valuable concept in collections, properties file. Without having properties file, you can't expect single Java project. That much important concept is the properties file. Okay, next let me go for another example, just a basic idea, pseudo code, just I want to show. Here see this one. Here I'm taking properties demo. Here see properties demo 2.java, just a pseudo code. Your applications, right? In what way we have to write? Here see properties P is equal to new properties. Okay, properties P is equal to new properties file input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream of db.properties. Whatever the properties you want, usually in JDBC programs which properties are required? Normal core Java JDBC program, db URL is required, username is required, password is required. Any other? Driver class name is also required. Driver class name is nothing but like. So these 3 or 4 parameters whatever there, you can configure in the db.properties. Okay, username is equal to Scott, password is equal to tiger, next db URL is equal to so and so, next driver class name is equal to so and so, like don't hard code anything in the Java program. Okay, this is now p dot load of FIS. What I am doing, all properties from the properties file are coming into properties object, Java properties object, right? String URL is equal to p dot get property of URL. Pass whatever associate db URL, whatever value associated with URL, can you please get? Okay, now I am getting what is the username and what is the password. Now connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection of URL, username, password, right? If you are providing Oracle database related properties, now my Java program will work for Oracle database. If we are providing MySQL database related properties, now our Java program will work for MySQL database related properties. If tomorrow there is a change in the username or password or db URL, where we require to change? In the properties file, not in properties, not in Java program. Is it clear? Right? This type of approach is always recommended. Okay, take this example 2 also, just a basic idea purpose. Example 2, class properties demo 2. Next file input stream FIS is equal to, like take clearly, new file input schema of db.properties p dot load of FIS, p dot load of FIS, string URL is equal to p dot get property of URL, string user is equal to p dot get property of user, p dot get property of password, Okay, so completed, I hope. Now driver manager dot get connection of URL, user and the password. That's all. These are various properties, I mean these are so various things related to the properties. Okay, that's all. With that completed, right? With that, okay, map concept got completed. Okay, this is the map. Next what we have to discuss, queue. In the collections, one more remaining part is the queue. That part we will discuss.